Narrator, there is a moment you know intimately. It is when the spotlight turns on you, uninvited, when someone questions your motives, your actions, your very character. It might be in a boardroom, a family dinner, or the public square of social media. Someone calls you out. They accuse, they challenge you, and your gut instinct, that ancient, desperate reflex, screams, defend yourself. But I am here to tell you that instinct, it is a leash, a weakness, a desperate plea for validation from those who seek to diminish you. And today, we broke that leash. Welcome, seekers of true power, to the Stoic's Guide to Machiavellian Power. A guide built not on sentimentality, but on the cold, hard steel of reality. A guide for those who have finally accepted the most profound, most liberating truths. No one is coming to save you. When you truly internalize this, everything changes. Machiavellian principle. The vow of non-defensiveness. This is the first, and perhaps most crucial, law of the self-made sovereign. Narrator, defending yourself is a weakness. Silence is power. Machiavelli, the astute observer of human nature, understood this millennia ago. He knew that when you rush to defend, you concede several things. You concede that their accusation holds merit, even if infinitesimally. You concede that their opinion matters enough to warrant your explanation. And most critically, you concede your emotional equilibrium. You become reactive. Think of a boxer, flailing wildly against every jab. Exhausted. Predictable. Now, imagine a master strategist. Calm. Watching. Absorbing. Letting the opponent exhaust themselves against empty air. Which one holds the true power? Psychology and twist. Clarity is for therapy. Control is for power. When you are accused, the accuser isn't seeking clarity. They are seeking a reaction. They are attempting to pull you into their emotional drama, to force you onto their battlefield. By their rules, they want to see you squirm, to justify, to explain. And when you do, you hand them the reins of control. This is the insidious paradox. The more you explain, the less credible you become in their eyes. Your frantic defense is interpreted not as innocence, but as guilt. Your vulnerabilities, not as honesty, but as weakness. Your truth is your own. It does not require validation from those who seek to undermine you. Let them believe what they will. Their perception is their burden, not yours. And in that silence, a terrifying power emerges. Examples. Applying the cold-blooded truths. Let's dissect this across the arenas of life. In business, imagine a rival attempting to discredit you in a meeting. They present a skewed version of events, casting doubt on your integrity. The old you would jump in, present facts, and argue vehemently. The new you, the Machiavellian Stoic, simply listens, a slight tilt of the head, a steady gaze. When they finish their diatribe, you might offer a single, unreadable phrase. Noted. Lord, is that how you see it? Then, you pivot the conversation back to strategy, back to the numbers, back to the objectives. You do not engage in drama. You engage in realities. They are left flailing in a void, their attack having hit nothing. Your silence becomes an impenetrable shield, and their aggressions, a boomerang that strikes them instead. Your colleagues will not see confusion. They will see control. They will see someone unflappable, a force to be reckoned with. And that perception, my friends, is power in relationships. This is where the shock value truly comes into play. I spoke of being cold-blooded even with loved ones. This isn't about cruelty. It's about strategic detachment when necessary. Consider a loved one in a moment of frustration, lashing out with unfair accusations. Your natural inclination is to console, to explain, to defend the love you share. But what if, in that moment, you met their emotional outburst with a calm, almost clinical silence, a measured pause, a direct, unwavering look that says, "I hear you, but I will not be dragged into this emotional chaos." You are not dismissing them. You are refusing to co-create drama. You are setting a boundary, an unspoken rule. Emotion does not dictate my response. This is not easy. It will feel unnatural, perhaps even cruel initially, but it teaches them that their histrionics will not yield the desired outcome. It forces them to recalibrate their approach to you. When you offer no frantic defense, no emotional justification, you elevate yourself from a participant in their drama to an impartial observer. You become an unmovable object. When that, paradoxically, earns a different kind of respect, a deeper understanding of your inherent strength. It signals that your love is not contingent on their emotional swings, but on something deeper, more stable. In social life, the petty slights, the gossip, the subtle digs, the common person expends vast amounts of energy countering these insignificant attacks. They feel compelled to set the record straight, to defend their image. The Machiavellian Stoic does not. The true master of power understands that your social currency is not built on defending rumors, but on ignoring them. When you refuse to acknowledge the whispers, you drain them of their powers. You do not dignify them with a response. Your silence here is a declaration. This is beneath me. Your attempts to diminish me are futile. Imagine the individual who constantly tries to bait you, to get a rise out of you. If you always give them a reaction, you are their puppets. If you meet their provocations with a blank, unreadable composure, a simple, interesting perspective, and then move on, you have utterly disarmed them. They have nothing to work with. They are left with their own frustrated aggression, consumed by their inability to penetrate your shield of calm. Zora, the silence that breeds fear and influence. This consistent practice of non-defensiveness, of strategic silence, begins to cultivate an aura around you, an aura of powers, of unflappable strength. People will start to tread carefully. They will wonder what you are thinking, what secrets you hold. What power do you possess that allows you to remain so calm, so collected, when others would crumble? Your very detachment becomes a weapon. Your silence, a louder statement than any defense could ever be. You become unpredictable, dangerous, and influential, because those who are truly in control do not need to announce it. They simply are. They will project their fears, their anxieties, their insecurities onto your stillness. And in that projection, they grant you immense power. You will not have to demand respect. It will be given. You will not have to demand obedience. It will be offered, because they will subconsciously sense that you operate on a different plane, by different rules. Prophetic ending, the unveiling of true sovereignty. Remember, the world is not a benevolent force looking out for your feelings. It is a stage of shifting power dynamics, of self-interest, of constant challenge. And the moment you accept that no one is coming to save you, that your salvation, your power, your very sovereignty rests solely within you, is the moment you are truly free. Free from the need for external validation. Free from the emotional traps laid by others. Free to orchestrate your own destiny. Unburdened by the illusions of reciprocal sentimentality. The Stoic's acceptance of reality, combined with the Machiavellian's ruthless application of power, creates something formidable, an individual forged in the fires of truth, unyielding, strategic, and utterly dominant. Embrace the silence, embrace the detachment, embrace the reality that you are your own savior, your own fortress, your own ultimate authority. And in that acceptance, you will find a power that paralyzes those who once sought to challenge you. This is not a suggestion. This is a command. Your transformation begins now. Create detailed image prompts for this script using the following style guidelines. Minimalist cinematic illustration. Clean, uncluttered compositions that resemble frames from an animated film or high-end motion graphic. Flat digital art with soft shading. Smooth. This content idea merges the philosophical rigidity of Stoicism with the pragmatic ruthlessness of Machiavellian thought. It's an authority-driven piece that promises to build a mind so resilient it can weather any storm and emerge victorious. It's an ideal blend of psychological insight and actionable rules for true power. This guide will be framed around the 7 laws of Stoic power. Each law will be a blend of acceptance. Law 1. The absolute authority of self. Your only true domain is your mind. I must accept this. Everything else is a variable. A pawn on the board. Machiavelli taught that a princess' greatest strength is self-reliance, not allies. Law 4. The law of brutal clarities. Never lie to yourself about your situation or your enemies. A Stoic accepts reality as it is, and a Machiavellian uses that brutal clarity to find leverage. The moment you accept that no one is coming to save you, you are finally free to save yourself. Law 6. The vow of strategic silence. True power isn't about what you say, but what you don't say. Must use silence as a weapon. Machiavelli knew the man who spoke first revealed his hand. Your quiet observation is a more powerful tool than any word.